Let's go. Where will we make further river in the south? Welcome. Okay.
Looks like I found the river. No one is Otto. Otto. Sorry I'm late. Oh, Clive. I had a quick scout about, and I reckon this area's our best bet. Seems Blackthorn's the only one who thinks smithing with this Stardust stuff's a good idea. He's just lying here, waiting for any old fool to fill his boots. But unlike any old fool, you thought to bring a wagon. Well spotted. Now get filling.
Gather stardust. Okay, we have to gather the stardust. Where is stardust?
So this is Stardust. It just looks like black sand to me.
One more and we are done with this. Where is one more stardust? We just need one more. It's not here.
This should be enough for now. Let's see how Otto's getting on. How much did you get? Enough? I hope. More than me. Put it all together and I can't see Blackthorn complaining. Much. Yeah, probably. Fancy a walk? Sid would be proud. Of what? Of you, you idiot. The way you've carried on what he started. When we first met, I had you down as a spoiled little puppy who enjoyed nothing more than biting the hand that fed you. 5 years on, you're the one doing the feeding. To Thanks for proving me wrong. You weren't wrong. But I changed. Thanks to Sid. And thanks to you. I suggested taking on his name. You were the first to back me. And if you hadn't, no one else would have. I couldn't have done any of this without you, Otto. Don't give over. You're making me blush. All I did was choose hope over despair. I gave you a chance, yes, but you're the one who took it. You took a rabble of homeless, hopeless outcasts, put them back on their feet, gave them something worth fighting for, just like the old Sid did. Bad time I was heading back, I reckon. Always scrabbling about in the sands, taking its toll on the old pins. I'll see you back at the hideaway then. You can take a well-earned rest when you get there. Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. But I'll make sure Blackthorn gets his precious black sand before I put my feet up. He'll only moan otherwise.
Just for Mr. Diana. Mr. Diana, how are you doing, Mr. Diana? What's up? I hope you're well.
Right. Ready to go home, boy?
I'm well, I'm doing good, How are you? How are you doing? Thank you for the lurk. I really appreciate it. Jackie boy, let's go. Freelancing check in.
Yeah.
Welcome to the stream. How you doing, man? How you doing?
Just for stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with. Nice to get out and about for once. Do that again sometime, huh?
Yeah, let me give you guys the shout out.
Put this firm all playing together then. It'll take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my neck. Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll admit no construction's underway.
I'm doing good. How is it today? I'm doing good too, man. I'm well too. I'm doing good. We are just trying to finish this game, Final Fantasy. I hope we can finish it today. I've been trying for like 3 or 4 days to try to finish this game, but it's a big game. I appreciate the shout out, man. No problem, man.
Fragment crystal too. You're joking.
It's no joke. Rick's family is gone. There's nothing left but a crater.
Travel to mid. Let's go. Travel to mid.
Don't come up with something soon.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn started work on the plating.
Excellent. 1 down, 2 to go.
So, what's next?
The helm, of course. For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
Salvage from the ruins. I thought that material was all but impossible to work.
But we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and size pieces for what we need. What's the name back there? We'll give all details.
What's her name? Right.
Okay, speak with Miss Assistant Helena.
Oh, Sid, is this about the helm?
Yes. Mid said I should speak with you.
I'll show you the plans then. Here you see the mithril engine, in which mithril is burned to generate heat. That heat is then harnessed to produce motive force.
I'm just looking at the moment whilst I saw the baby. Yeah, I really appreciate the lurk, man. I hope everything turns out well with the baby.
Now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone, to achieve this effect, the rate of excess heat buildup would far exceed the displacement coefficient of the plating. In other words, the reactor would overheat and eventually explode. This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort of thermal sink to absorb all that excess energy. Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far above anything we are able to make today. And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them the perfect material for our protective hood. Why? If sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly. The forces produced would tear the ship from stern to...
You can stop that. I understand. Mid said we might be able to use parts of a fallen ruin. Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. It's in Robert's Pass, near Lost Wing. The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. You see, a certain unwanted visitor has taken up residence there. It's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's, going to be considerably more dangerous than that.
I see. Then I suppose I'd better deal with this unwanted visitor for you. Would that help?
Very much. Thank you, Sid. I'll gather my team and head there right away. We'll meet you outside the ruins.
Letting off steam tube. Okay, this one we have to prioritize this quest. Speak with meter now. Gather the necessary materials to make for Robert's Pass. Okay, I think this is another new location. Yep, it's over here. Lost Wing.
I'll be taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything you don't need behind.
Is everything alright? Hope so. Let's go to the we can go from here. Yeah, that's the right way. Yep, to here.
If you're ready, we leave at once.
Nicole, how you doing, Nicole? Welcome in, welcome to the stream. You can even use the in from the channel point. You can use the Discord for the check-ins. Thanks. I really appreciate the support, Nicole. I really do. I hope you are doing well. I hope the games are going well for you. I think you're still streaming, right? Lurk. Thanks for the lurk.
Thanks so much for coming. The, ruins are just over there, as is the creature I told you about, I'd imagine. Would you mind?
Of course. I'll be right back.
Oswald Lucius Calum, thanks for the follow. How you doing, Oswald?
Anybody home? This must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go.
Okay. Here we go. The things I do for you, Mid.
Sid! Thank goodness you're safe.
You shouldn't have any trouble now.
Indeed. But don't let us keep you. We'll, see that everything is transported safely back to the hideaway.
All right. I'll let Mid know you're on your way.
Okay, this is done. This one is completed. Travel to mid. Let's go back to mid.
Don't come up with something soon.
Back to mid.
Mid. Helena has recovered the material for the helm. She'll be along shortly.
Excellent. Another job well done.
And just one remaining.
Right. Right, the shielding. This one's a bit of a bugger.
How so?
The plate is enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze. Which is why you need proper shielding. A prison for the dragon's breath that's blazing away inside. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they're both too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the brine before it even started. I need something light. But I've racked my brains and I just can't think what would do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek. Hippocrates.
Tones? Yeah, well, I've thought of that, obviously. I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him, see what he makes of it?
Right away.
speak with hypocrites. Okay, hypocrites passing upstairs.
I think Lid might need some help.
I'm seeing troops amassing everywhere. Hippocrates, do you have a moment? For you, Clive? Always. Well, actually, it's for mid this time. Could you take a look at this? Shielding for a mithril engine. Careful with that goat think of next. What are these notes around the edges? She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink it. As you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that meets her needs. I see. I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one. Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach. What do you mean? Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless. We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelus complains that without a constant supply of pitch. I see. Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragon fire. So if we could recreate it, it might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection it requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obelus might be of assistance. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era. Thank you, Hippocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do some help. And some company too. The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself. Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill's game.
Thank you. I'm sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision as to who will go with whom in your capable hands, Clive.
Okay, now we have to speak with hypocrite again.
So, Clive, have you made your decision? Who will accompany you on your little excursion?
All right. So, what are we fetching?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list. Here.
Garlic. Concha. someone's supper.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited, effects for which they were once highly prized. So much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen from favor. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market in Northreach.
Well, isn't that convenient? I was hoping to be able to make a trip over that way sometime soon. Need to speak to an old acquaintance. I'll meet you there.
All right. Stay safe.
See you later, Clive.
Good luck with your research.
Okay, we have spoken about documents now make for the Northwich markets. Let's check if there are any side quest. No side quest. Okay, we can go to Northwich markets now.
Now, where's Talia? All anyone ever wants.
First comes up. You'll not find a bruised pippin in the
Need to stock up on these.
There you are, Talia.
Ah, and there you are. We shouldn't have any problems finding what we need in a place like this. But if time is of the essence, perhaps we should split up. Take a few items each.
All right. What shall I look for?
Let's see now. Why don't you take the garlic and the pepio nuts? Meet me by the gate when you've got them.
Keep them pooches nice and chilled.
Purchase people nuts, purchase garlic,
What do
okay.
you want? If that's what you want.
The pepper nuts, and next is garlic.
Any friend of the innkeeper is a friend of mine. Good day. That should do it. Hopefully Talia's finished too.
Well, did you find everything?
I did. Here.
Garlic and pepio nuts. Job done. We should get this back to Tomes then. He'll be waiting. Plus, we're not in too much of a rush, are we? Quick chat. Do you know, I think this is the very first time we've been out on an errand together.
I think you might be right.
In all the years since you and that scowl of yours first appeared, you haven't invited me out once. For shame.
What the hell is happening?
Well, it seemed long overdue. And you did say you had some shopping to do.
I was hoping to restock my supplies of herbs and liniment, yes. You and Jill alone burned through them like wildfire. No luck, though. My usual supplier's not here, and I refuse to pay the prices these gougers charge.
I'll ask Karen when we
Okay.
get back. What is it?
Oh, just memories. I came here with Sid once, shopping for supplies, just like today. And just like today, I came away empty-handed. Sid even said he'd speak to Karen for me when we got back. It had really been 5 years. I remember it as if it was yesterday. Hold on. Does that mean it's been 5 years since we met? Feels a lot longer.
It does. In a good way, of course. Thank you, Talia,
For what?
for everything. I just want you to know that all you've done for us, all you still do, it's appreciated.
Do you think I'd stick around if I thought it wasn't? But in the spirit of sharing and caring, You're appreciated too, by all of us. Well, I think we've tarried long enough. I ought to get these ingredients back to Tom so he can make up this concoction of his. I'll meet you back at the hideaway, alright?
All right. And thanks again.
I heard you the first time.
How's work on the shielding progressing, Hippocrates? Well, very well indeed. And thanks in no small part to your kind assistance. I was just explaining to Tiger how we might best go about preparing the moon dew. And now that we have all the ingredients, we may begin.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself? Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you. All of you.
Right then. Jill, could you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that. Of course. Oh, and Clive. It was good to talk. We should do it again sometime.
Okay.
It appears our work here is almost at an end.
Yep.
A shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the shielding and the moon dew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other, followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young men of that. Leave it to me. Thank you, Hippocrates. Well, I better go and give Mid the good news then. Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid. You'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Hippocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat, a coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me. I'm just the errand boy.
Right then, let's start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way!
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is going to require some precision. Walloping.
Sometime later. What?
Oh, did I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh? What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown, searching for a land untouched by the blight, just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realised I don't want her to be that. I don't want her to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? Alright. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans, I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You're gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And you can come too now that your little project is finished.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
They told me she was building a ship.
Really? What's a ship?
All right, Clive. Asterix. We'd finished sending half the hideaway traipsing across the twins, has she? I swear, that girl would do anything to put off visiting her old dad's grave. No excuses now, though, right? Not quite. She said there was one final thing she had to take care of. I'm sure she'll be finished soon enough. She said that? In those words? She did, yes. Clive. Were you born yesterday or something? There is no thing. She'll probably be halfway to Canva by now. Oh, man. I might still be able to catch her.
Is that the thing Tom's held?
Ola, have you seen Ned?
Yeah. In a boat, going that way.
Then I'm too late.
Oh, you in a hurry at all, are you? Well, I offered to take her across, but she wouldn't wait. Just paid for a dinghy and rowed off. Oars going like the clappers. Got some life in her, ain't she? But anyway, I was on my way up to see you, as it happens. Got a letter for you. Urgent, by the sound of it. One of your uncle's men said I was to hand it to you in person, post bleeding haste. And you're here now.
Thank you, Oberlith.
Don't mention it.
What tidings, Uncle? Trouble in Canva. Well, I'll need someone to keep an eye on Ned.
So what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then just sailed off into the sunset.
It, seems that way. Well, nothing we can do about it now. But next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before you suggest it.
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Got to admit, the dirty work was kind of fun. With everyone pitching in and all that bollocks. Just like when we built this place.
You're right.
Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway. I could do with getting to Canada pretty sharpish. Wouldn't do to keep Lord Rossfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it? Not after he asked for me personally.
Gav will be leaving with me. Will you mind the place while I'm gone? You can count on me. Just be sure to give Sid and the others my regards. Alright.
Oh, by the way, Jill will be joining us too. She's got some things to take care of, but she'll meet us there.
I hope she's telling the truth at least. Sid, I remember what you told me. But if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Cooker is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in two places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance. Not as slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
May we join you?
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock the supplies. It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The blight marches on. And soon, there'll be no escaping sights like these. So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every Mother Crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's tail in the Crystalline Dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Tyneside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place. Not that that'll stop you, but We'd do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Good.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you'd no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance. You're letting me go. You're them. Oh, thanks, man. Stop that. You broke me bones, you break and loot. There's a caravan that runs back and forth between the Dominion and the Bocklab markets. It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Boots's Traders Pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing up the length of the Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And glad to have you with us, Goots.
Okay then. That'll get me things, and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Buckland.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
John, you're with me.
Understood.
And Gav,
Already on my way, Captain.
be careful.
Aren't I always?
Do you see that, Sid? Your protege is making a proper little outlaw of himself.
Starting next stream. Thanks for the TLC check-in. Welcome to the stream. How are you, Silent? How are you doing?
some greens to the Kokomo.
Hey. I hope you're doing well, Silent.
Wish I could take one.
Yep, the game is really good. I like the combat. The story is not that good, but I've been trying to catch up with everything. There is so much, what can you say? Like, there is so much politics in this story, which I don't like at all. And the rest is good. The combat, characters, environment, graphics, everything seems really nice. Have you played this one? Have you tried it? This? You must have completed Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, right? You have completed that one. I haven't played it yet. Okay. So I will not say anything about this game then. If you haven't played it, I can only say that the game is good. Only that much. The rest I won't say. I won't say anything about the story. I won't say other things. We have to go here. I was just moving around here. I can go here. Yes, I finished the Final Fantasy remake. I'm playing Yeffel DLC now. Okay, yeah, it has the DLC also. Yep. It has like, I think 2 DLCs it has. This one, Final Fantasy 16 also has like 3 DLCs, I think. If I'm not wrong, it has 3 DLCs.
We cracked the crystal too.
I'm trying to do like everything in the game, like side quests and collecting everything, all power-ups. I think of the record. Okay, let's see this one, what this
Trouble with
is.
the ledgers. Shouldn't he be asking Otto for help?
Speak with Cody. So where is Cody? What do you need, Cody?
Did you get my letter?
Yes, I got
That's
your
why I'm
letter.
here. Shh. Otto will be listening. Is this better? A little. Listen. I've some bad news. It turns out the hideaway may be slightly behind in its payment to certain lenders. And it's maybe my fault. But I scratched the goddess. I thought I had the numbers square. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a circle. Zero, you might say. I can straighten it out, I swear, but it's going to take some time. And I'm going to need help keeping it from Otto. Bit late for that, I'd say. There you are! What a surprise! So let me get this straight. You forget to pay our lenders what they're due, and instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. I would think you had the hole you've done for yourself. Clive, the man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you thought this was a cunning plan. Why? Well, who needs paying? Oh, just Martha. And the Dane. And, well, Lady Karen. But only 500 talents. We owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million kil. Each. 5 million each. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see? And, well, I must have made some sort of oversight. Those ledgers were my responsibility. It was my decision to entrust them to you. This is my fault. Do you have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle. No, we don't. And no, you won't. Rely on Lord Rossfield's purse enough. After the King's rents that we had off him, he deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we need to learn to stand on our own if we're going to make this work. All right. But that doesn't mean you have to shoulder the burden yourself. Is there anything I can do to help? There might be. How do you fancy taking these to Martha and the Dane? The rocks. Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are. It was something Signal set aside for when time's got to leave. And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more discerning than yours. I'm sure they will be. Should be me making the rounds, really. Well, you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark, asses to wipe, and all that. I know. Which is why I don't mind going in your place. Right. You know why I only gave Master Clive here to start with? Because you'd rather Lady Karen killed me. Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes. Well, I suppose this is goodbye then. Don't worry. I'm sure Karen will understand. Really? Do you think so?
next delivered star ruby to Martha and Isabel. Okay, so I think both of them are not here. So one person is here, another person is here, and we can't go there because of this quest. Oh, shit, let's do this quest then first. Onward.
How are you feeling?
Better. Thanks to Taya.
I'm glad to hear it.
And Torgal helped too. Didn't you, boy?
This used to be a trade route for merchants crossing the Scars. Till the Republic laid a new road wide enough to let wagons pass. And all official traffic moved there.
Leaving this one for those living outside the law.
Indeed. I doubt we'll be the only outlaws on the trail today. Time to fight. Over here! Smoke! Over here! This one. Oh well.
A side quest here.
So what do you think? Really? It's as bad as that?
Oh, why? There's trouble up ahead, and too much of it for us to handle.
I take it there's danger on the road. Oh, what about this fearsome-looking fellow? You think he'd be equal to the task?
Well, no doubt. Assuming he's willing to hear us out. Well met, friend. My brother and I have been tasked with finding a merchant's missing cart. You seen it by any chance?
How does a merchant misplace his cart?
Oh, the man's a coward. When he thought goblins might come a-sly, he ran, leaving his livelihood abandoned in the pass.
He sent the two of us to fetch it, but it's gone. Now, I'm not much of a thinker. I know the work of thieves when I see it.
My brother's right on all accounts. And by my estimation, bastards are lying in wait just down the road.
We may have seen our share of action, true, but we've not got the skill in arms to boldly brave an ambush.
You, however, have the look of a man who needn't fear a band of backwater ruffians. What do you say? Will you help us out? Chances are they'll come for you either way. If you promise to lend us a hand, at least you'll pocket a reward for your troubles.
Well, if I'm going to have to deal with them anyway. You've clearly got a fine head on those broad shoulders.
Yeah, lucky you came along. Now, hoping to make a heavy purse in Bocklad, our merchant friend loaded his cart with as much as it would carry. Reckon he won't be forking over the rest of our fee if we don't find those goods. So, while you're seeing to those bandits, you keep your eyes open.
All right. Just don't expect me to drag the cart out of there myself. No. You can leave the cart to us. You just put an end to those bandits and point us in the right direction. You do that, we'll take care of the rest.
Okay. Investigate the cart.
I'm not sure I trust those two. But if there are bandits lying in wait, I should probably take care of them. These must be our bandits.
Let's go, Simon. Edwig, yes, sorry about that.
That's them dealt with. Now, where's that cart?
Let me see, is there anything that we can take? Something like that? Okay, so here, let's go quick back to investigate.
Getting all of this out of here will be a nightmare.
Seems we've found ourselves the right man for the job, wouldn't you say?
Found the cart and didn't leave a single bastard breathing. Our merchant friend will be delighted.
And how exactly will he be getting his goods out of here?
You leave that to us. After all, it'd be wrong to make such a fine warrior haul cabbages to market.
You've done your part. And that's all you need to worry about. Here. It's been a pleasure. Now piss off.
There's no need to be so rude, brother.
Yes, why are you so rude? Why are you so mean?
What if we want his help again next time?
I want help next time.
I see the Dalmex lag behind Rosaria when it comes to bridge building.
The fallen road should hold at least. The path continues on the other side.
Have to go here. They're dead. Okay. They're going now. Now we have to make a move over here. Let's get that thing here. Okay. Okay, we're back. Welcome back from the ads.
Land of the gods. It's even more impressive than I imagined. I remember being captivated by the story as a child.
So like, I think you have seen the combat. So the combat is almost like Final Fantasy VII, but you can't stop the combat like you can do in the Final Fantasy VII. That you can stop the combat. That if you want to use some something like some powers, or you have to use some potions. And graphics looks amazing. Yes, graphics are really great. Graphics looks amazing. Some of the places are really nice.
Punished man for his defiance by visiting upon him 2 curses.
And also the game is too long, you know. It's not a short game. Do you prefer this or turn-based combat? I think I prefer combat in this way. Like action, adventure, combat feels good. But in some games, I think you would need turn-based combat. In some games, turn-based combat is also good, but not in all of the games. Like in Baldur's Gate 3, turn-based combat is, it makes sense in that game. It's a very open world game. You mean this one? This one is open world? No. This one is not open world. This one is like semi-open world game. There are some places that you can go. You can fast travel to some of the places, but you cannot like move around like as an open world game. Like you can't go like everywhere in this parts of the on that map on the map. Only the some of the locations you can go, but not all of the locations.
We're not far from Blockland. The road will be busier up ahead.
Like just for an instance, I will show you the map. Then you will have an idea like how this is.
Something wrong?
Nothing. It's nothing.
And there are like so many cutscenes. Also like I can't even use sometimes the controller. I have to put aside the controller to see the cutscenes, like 2 long cutscenes.
You have surrendered the throne to Olivier.
Now you see this the in this game there is like so much politics. That part I don't like. There are some other stories as well that I like, but this I don't like.
How is he to rule an empire?
And I'm also not interested to see like what they're talking about and all those things.
The empire we seek to build needs young blood to rule, and I can think of none better suited to the task. There is other news, Dion. Hugo Kupka is dead, and Drake's Fang destroyed. The pillars of the Republic have fallen. Ere long, the Imperial banner shall fly over every city in storm. And then Valesthea.
All shall bow before their emperor. Father, these are the words of a tyrant. They are the words of a god. The emperor whom I gladly serve. Great Greeker, made flesh. Return to your camp, dear, and ready your forces. It is time to show the world the true power of Sunbreak. Father, I find you much changed. Is this truly the path you wish to tread? Or are these the ambitions of another? Of Ultima, perhaps? What nonsense is this? I speak my mind, and my mind only. Though I do owe Annabella thanks for reminding me of certain truths regarding the nature of nations, of rulers, and of the divine. You would trust the words of this traitress. She betrayed her country. She slew her husband.
You have ever been an invaluable servant to Sanbreque, Prince Dion. I trust you will continue to serve your emperor in the wars to come.
The tanker! Silence! Insolent wretch! You will bend the knee. All else is heresy. Sire, forgive me. This audience is over. Come, your radiance. The Verena Syndicate awaits your pleasure.
Oh, not another meeting with silly old men. They're so boring. I'm hungry, Father. Can't we have luncheon instead? Does it pain you that you will not inherit your father's throne?
I have suffered worse.
Count your blessings, Dion. For a base-born child to be chosen by the harlot is miracle enough. You have risen high on his wings, but you shall rise no higher, lest your impure blood stain the throne.
What do you know of my blood?
Cutscenes are ended now. We'll get back to
Buckler
game.
Market's to the north. We just need to hug the coast.
Okay, and this is time to go here. If something is there, then I would go, but I don't see anything over here. Like there are enemies, but no loot.
Infiltrating the Dominion won't be easy with the Imperials on high alert.
No. His radiance is not in the capital already. We can be sure Sylvester will do everything in his power to hold on to Twinside. His troops are well trained and increasingly battle-hardened. But it's not as if we can wait for the siege to end. Fly up, Rosia.
Ambrosia, fly! Wanna fly?
All refugees.
And they're all making for the crystalline sea.
Because they don't know how to live without the crystal's blessing.
No, we don't have to do the combat. Hey, don't, yeah.
That'll do, girl.
There are no crystals here.
This is where we're supposed to meet Goots, isn't it?
That's right. He said he went for us here after replenishing his supplies. I dare say he'll have finished by now.
Let me carry your goods. I'm cheap.
Wait, let me just see here something good.
You won't find a finer array this side of the strait.
Thank you. This I don't need. This I don't need. I don't need this. I can do this part. I don't need
You're
that.
welcome anytime.
But the sword.
Wonders from across the water. Come one, come all. Feast your eyes. Good sir, can I interest you in...
Back.
How much for a measly crust of bread?
You won't find any cheaper. Not nowadays. They are more than welcome to look.
The Empire's unlawful and illegitimate occupation of the crystalline dominion is still in effect. Only those whose business in Twinside has been officially approved by the Republican Army will be permitted to cross the border. All who seek entry are to form a line and ready their documents for inspection.
Looks like we aren't the only ones who are eager to leave.
They're checking everyone.
Not for the likes of you.
We won't get through without that pass. Let's go and find good, shall we? He must be around here somewhere.
Goods, where are you, goods?
Taste my peaches. They're sweet as nectar.
I'll take the large one.
Ah, good. There you are.
Clive, I'm so sorry. Don't tell Nan, will you?
Slow down, Goods. Just tell us what happened.
It's me trader's pass. It's gone. We cannot ride the caravan without it. We won't even be able to get to the flipping checkpoint.
Do you remember when you last saw it?
It was in my pocket a minute ago, and then a band bumped into me and... Yeah, you don't think that they might have nicked it, do you?
It wouldn't surprise me. A busy market like this is prime territory for pickpockets.
So, to get the pass back, we need to find this child. Where would we even start?
I know where. I've got a pal in Bocklad who might be able to help us. No one knows more about what goes on round here than she does.
Where do we find her?
She's the owner of the Crimson Caravans, up that way. Sign's got a red chocobo on it.
No time like the present.
You still go on ahead. I'm going to check the rest of his stuff, make sure no one else is missing.
All right. We'll meet you there.
Let's keep an eye out for this red chocobo then.
Red chocobo. Make sure the Crimson Caravan is okay. You have to find the red chocobo.
Peaches and pears.
What is that? Oops.
Bloody Crimson Caravans Scooping up all the best customers. Leave some for the rest of us.
There you go.
Looking to hire a coach? It's 10 million for a two-birder to the Crystalline Dominion. Take it or leave it.
Oh, we're not here for that.
Then I bid you good day.
Oh, wait! Don't go, El! He's been mate.
He's been made.
As I live and breathe. Goots, what are you doing back in Boklad? I gather Lady Karen didn't send you. So what trouble have you got yourself into this time?
It's me trader's pass. It got stolen. By a little Ben.
Of all that, you're the size of a marble. Honestly. Ugh. Goots told us that you know the markets well. Might you have an idea which little bairn could have done this?
We don't intend to punish them. We just need our pass back. Then we can be on our way.
I see. So neither of you has a trader's pass either. Not that anyone would take you for traders, but I suppose that's why you came to me, correct? Now, I can't say for sure who took your pass, but I suspect I know why they did it. Let me explain.
Oh god, now she's going to explain everything. Oh no. Okay, she did it again. Okay, there was no big explanation.
Ever since the Fist marched on the Dominion, the Republic has been clamping down on any commerce that might aid the Empire more than it does us. Which means traders' passes have gone from being merely a way of easing one's progress to being essential if one wishes to cross the border at all. And with demand outstripping supply, they've become a precious commodity, leading some to seek to acquire them by less than legitimate means. So the children are stealing passes to sell on the black market. Yes and no. Passes are inscribed with the names of their owners, and yet none of the victims' names have appeared on the register of those passing through the checkpoint.
Which means
That someone is doctoring the stolen passes. The same someone who is encouraging the children to steal them. And the same someone who has Goots' pass, no doubt. Whoever they are, they're ruining the livelihoods of honest merchants, which is why we've decided to take a stand. Will you stand with us? You want to get your pass back, and we want to ensure that no more are stolen. Catch whoever's behind it all, and two birds shall be slain with a single stone.
is there any other way of getting to the Crystalline Dominion, Goots?
They won't let you in if you're not with the caravan. It's that, I don't know, try swimming across the strait. But the guards will definitely spot you if you try and do that. Like, and we don't want to get spotted, right?
So either we find the people who took the pass, or give up all hope of entering the Dominion.
Hype.
All right. We'll help.
Thank you kindly. But I don't know your name. Eloise at your service.
Clive.
A pleasure doing business with you, Clive.
So how far are you in the game? I think I have completed 60% of the game because I'm very far. I have put more than 20 hours into the game and still going on. Like, but I can't say for sure. Like I'm
Understood.
about to complete it today or hopefully tomorrow. I can't say it. But there is still more to go. There is still more story in the game that we haven't found. It is seal code. So like for the map that you were seeing, it's like open world, or so this is not like open world. So like you can go some places here and there, but you can't go everywhere in the map. So to go to the other places, you have to open the map, and you can move like to other places like this, here and there. Ads. I don't know like why there are like so many ads. I'd have to change the settings.
Clive, we weren't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting to be here, but it seems we still owe you a considerable amount of coin for your help with our rebuilding efforts. And though I doubt it's what you were expecting, we were hoping you'd take this as payment.
A star, Ruby? I can't accept this. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again.
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off the ground. Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, but Otto's always been the backbone. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone. But it must have hit Otto hardest of all.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement, and rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Sid, he saw in you too. And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I suppose I do. But the glass gate flooded.
Did you hear? The gates to heaven.
I want to see. It's all right.
What am I going to do without Sweetwater and Orna Talk?
Milady, I come bearing gifts.
Gifts? Whatever is the occasion. Oh my. Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you, to settle the hideaway's debt with the veil, and to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the first time around. The man owes me nothing, nor does the hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly. It was the least I could do.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it, for my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
Long ago, yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done, but it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
I'm beginning to see that. We will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us. Goat. Still alive, I see. So Lady Karen accepted the ruby.
Oh, about that. I tried my best. She was just too stubborn to take it. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me I could stick my stupid stone where the sun don't shine.
Karen refused payment.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever. Let me see what I can do.
Oh, wonderful. I hope you have better luck than I did. It told me she was building a ship. I don't know where Sid gets the energy.
Lady Karen. Goat tells me you weren't happy with our offer. Would you prefer the debt was repaid in coin?
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you lot me hard-earned gil. I may have tossed a talent or two in the hideaway's coffers, but those were donations, and you can hardly call it charity if you go asking for it back.
Of course not. But one good turn deserves another. And our circumstances have changed. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to have become a prince.
Oh, so you're a prince now, are you? Fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it or not. Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a star ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself and ask twice as much. Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just be sure to tell her that it's always a pleasure doing business.
I hear you ended up delivering all 3 stones. Thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which, I still haven't been paid last month's wages.
Oh, so you remember what's owed to you then? Get your ass beyond that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers are square. Right away.
I've seen that before.
Yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit, or because the filthy sod couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him. Not most people. Arthur and the Dane both seem to have fond memories of him. But I do. How long did you know Sid before he died? 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship, which is where I met him. He brought passage to, forget where. And having nothing better to do on the long nights, we set up drinking Highland rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that. On account of making a fine maiden's belly fat, me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in, intentionally having none of it. Magic woke inside my son soon after his first 9 day, and there was no hiding his nag. Couldn't you and your family have? My family were the ones who summoned the constable and with the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him, forget what I felt, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. And even then, and follow that man to the ends of the earth. Too clever for his own good, Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy bearing that burden alone. Well, he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him, faith he'd steer us true. So I swore on myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod if ever he should fall. Oh, I couldn't even do that. Ignorant, just the ramblings of a tired old man. Me, that lot, I'll tidy it up in a bit. Yes, this is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto,
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without him. Love you, you grumpy old son.
This note. What about it? Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost. You should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore. Would you rather go rebel? Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me. I'm going to hold you to that, Otto. Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this. But this will do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back. What do you have?
They told me she was building a ship. I don't know where Sid gets the energy. And what can I do for you? If you're going to buy something, be quick about it. Finished, are you? He cracked the crystal too. You're joking.
Look at your other Togor. You seemed well enough when I last saw him. I got your note. You think something's wrong with Togor?
So you can read. Congratulations. I didn't say I was wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He's not got any traits. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he won't so much as look at him. Didn't like him. Which is why I'm of the mind that his mind's on something else. You've not been working him too hard, have you?
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
What was it you said it was? A frost wolf?
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever it is that's woken inside him.
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps our beauties know something.
Instead of everything, you mean? Perhaps.
Lawsman, I need to ask you about Togor. Something's not right with him. He isn't ill, is he? I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, he seems to have lost his appetite, which is certainly a new development. She says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something to do with what happened at Rosalith Castle.
I rather think she might be right, though not about his appetite. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow that resides within, and I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite that afflicts Torgal, but a surfeit of it. If we assume that his newfound magics require additional nourishment to sustain, it may well be that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed to providing are no longer sufficient.
Frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield altogether different nutrients. As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some antelopes that graze the meadows of eastern Rosaria have been known to grow to a size more than double that of their lesser cousins.
I don't recall ever seeing any that large.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures rarely leave the safety of the highlands for fear of predators. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressida, and that was long before the village was abandoned.
Even so, it seems like a good place to start.
Good hunting, Clive.
She had a man a Grieger.
Please, teach me how to fight.
Still here when my shift is over. I'll spar with you.
Time to fight. Well, it's certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place. Yeah, we'll find one bigger than that.
answers my question. Which means we are the lawsmen our things. Just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Toggle. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you got your appetite back. Come on, boy.
I noticed you and Togo had gone off somewhere. Took him for a walk, did you?
You could say that.
So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me for treating you like you're still a pup. All right, no need to shout. Now I know what you're after. I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
Can I? Well, nice like that. In return, you can thank Tobes for me. Bloody know-it-all.
I was just on my way to see him.
Clive, were you able to locate your quarry?
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction. And Torgal's been a very happy hound ever since.
Very good, very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in solving the mystery.
Ah, but that reminds me. After your last visit, I found myself pondering Torgal's talents. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought, but one which raised certain questions in my mind. You see, the Fenrir of legend served Shiva, and Shiva alone. And while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as having used.
Are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one icon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Sid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce of late.
If I'm not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still. We are fortunate indeed to be able to count him amongst our allies and not our adversaries.
Ah, he's more than an ally. He's a friend. Crystal too. You joking? Hopefully it's nothing. But I should speak to Blackthorn just in case. Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
Not really, no.
This won't take long. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. August was worried about you, and you might still be doubting your craft, even after learning the trick of that cuirass. Is there something else weighing on your mind? Perhaps sharing your thoughts might help.
That bastard's like a dog with a bone. Still, you've got a keen eye, I'll give him that. He's just, well, Karen showed me something. Something I've never seen before.
That was.
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me. The edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realised he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling you.
They're not troubling me exactly. More distracting. Can't stop thinking, how do you get an edge that sharp? It's driving me mad.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome. We can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that. But I can't say I'm not grateful for it. Good luck, eh?
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows about this sword. You're looking well, Karen.
What you want? How were they?
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn. Single-edged, extremely sharp.
Running around after him again, are you?
I suppose I am, yes. But I need to help him find out how to work an edge like that. It's driving him to distraction.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do go straight into private collections, which made it nice and easy finding a buyer.
Can you tell me who bought it? Where is it now?
Think I tell people who my clients are? Suppose you're not likely to go nicking him off me, are you now? Fine. If you stop mooning at me like that. Lord Ignac's the man you want. Dalmatian bloke. Collects weapons and the like. And he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my favourite clients. Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dallamil where I left him.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh, and he's a touch eccentric. If you take the meaning.
I appreciate the warning. People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
St. Drake's family's gone. Yeah. Listen, I've got this theory. Oh, welcome. If you're hoping for a bed, I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere.
My reputation will be ruined. Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac. I beg of you, before you do yourself a mischief. On the intrusion, but
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced.
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment? sorry if I've caused you any trouble. That? Oh, no. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious. He's been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
And I suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen? Yes, I'm afraid it was.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage. But I have one condition.
You are but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within my power to grant.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse. Of course, you shall have your audience.
And I suppose you saw where the thieves went.
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them. The bandit's bed. Every ill-gotten coin in Dalamon is said to pass through that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant return.
That will be very kind of you.
Farewell, and best of luck.
Come on.
This must be Ignat's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. Alright. Let's get it back to Darmel.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects. What should I call you, my good man?
Wyvern. Glad to make your acquaintance.
A formidable name indeed. Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your debt. Radim here tells me you wished for an audience. Is that all?
A few moments of your time should suffice, yes.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right, speak.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired.
Oh, a true work of art, that one. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond the Twins, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike and hone their blades to such perfection that none ever does. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow. There's a brutal sort of beauty to it, really.
And how do they hone such an edge?
A fine question. Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more. But it is the final stone which lends the blade its legendary sharpness. A mineral quite foreign to this great realm of ours. And that is the key. The secret ingredient. Why, when it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered, take this, together with my regards. The very stone of which I spoke, far rarer among collectors than even the blade itself, and a far more fitting payment.
Thank you. Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However, it is long past time we prepared ourselves to depart.
So it is. I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector of curiosities. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scoundrel, but he is hard at my heels.
And there are many other collectors out there.
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my nemesis, Lord Byron Rosfield, and is a perennial thorn in my side.
I can imagine.
Oh well, Wyvern, may our paths cross again. Ready? We mustn't dawdle.
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern. Thank you again for your assistance. Coming, my lordship. I'll be right there. Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we? Sorry for the wait, but hopefully the degree was worth it.
You learned something about our sword then?
I did better than that. Whetstone. Yes. But not one you'll find anywhere in Balestier. No wonder our
forward duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent will be your last, no matter how good you were.
Even so, is there some way it could be used to give the curse breakers an edge?
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade that rattled me. But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon I'll get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece. Nah, no point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil. But finishing our blades with a whetstone is fine. Now that's something to consider. And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hard wearing for that matter. Just imagine it. Good Valestian steel with an edge as sharp as any found in the Outer Isles. I won't make a copy now. I'll make something much better.
I'm sure the curse breakers will be delighted. Just don't push yourself too hard.
Hey, thanks, Clive. I mean it. I owe you one. August 2. It's good to know someone's looking out for me.
You'll be happy to hear you said that.
I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I made.